If you're applying to cybersecurity jobs and not hearing back, this might be why. In this video, I want to show you what's actually going wrong in the application process and how you can fix it. Here's something most people don't realize. A large percentage of cybersecurity job applications never get seen by a human. I'm sure you're starting to hear this more and more. They're filtered first by systems, by keywords, by how closely your experience matches what the company is actually expecting or looking for. So if you're applying the way you would for any other job for a cybersecurity role, you can be qualified and still get ignored. My name is Kimberly Simon, and I help non-technical professionals find and start cybersecurity careers without needing to code. And if you've been applying and you've been sending resumes and you are not hearing back, this is where the disconnect usually is. Most people apply for jobs like this. They find a job posting, they submit their resume, maybe with a generic cover letter that ChatGPT quickly did for them, and then they move on to the next one. And they just hope that something sticks. So they're just applying for any type of cybersecurity role. But cybersecurity doesn't always work like that, especially if you're trying to break in. So you're coming from another industry. Here's the mistake that people make. They focus on what they've done instead of how it connects in the role. So what you've done is important and it's valuable, but how does it connect to the role? So the mistake they make is that their resume says customer support, admin work, operations, but the hiring manager is looking for risk awareness, process management, attention to detail, security mindset. And because that connection is not clear, it's there, but it's not clear, you get overlooked. It's not that you're not qualified. It's just that you're not positioned correctly. Let me explain this in a simple way. Think about it like translating languages. So you might speak English fluently, but if the job requires Spanish and you submit everything in English, they won't see the value, even if you're capable. That's what's happening with most applications. You do have the skills. You have the skills to get into cybersecurity, but you're not translating them into what cybersecurity roles are looking for because you haven't connected the dots from whatever industry you're coming from. So here's the shift I want you to get from here. The problem is not that companies are not hiring. They are. If you look on Indeed, look on LinkedIn, there's loads of jobs. Your experience is just not being framed in the right way. So let's make this practical. If you want to start getting responses on your cybersecurity job applications, here are 3 things that you can do right now. The first thing is rewrite your experience in cybersecurity language. Don't just say what you did. Say how it connects. Instead of saying something like, you managed customer inquiries, you want to say something like, I handled sensitive information while following structured processes and maintaining accuracy. Same experience, different positioning. So, number 2, focus on transferable skills, not job titles. So companies could care less about your previous title and more about what you can do. They care about what you can do. So highlight things like following processes, identifying issues, managing information, communicating clearly. These are directly relevant to cybersecurity. Number 3, don't rely only on online applications. So this is a big one. Applying online is great, but it's only one path. You need to connect with people in the field. You need to join conversations. You need to engage with companies because visibility creates opportunities. So be more active, go to events, be on LinkedIn commenting. Getting a role is more than just applying these days. It's about positioning yourself better. Think about it like marketing. If the message doesn't connect, it doesn't matter how many people see it. But when it does connect, everything changes. So if you've been feeling like I'm doing everything right, but nothing is working, or you've been feeling like I'm applying, but getting no responses, don't assume that you're not a fit. You might just need to change how you're showing up. You might just need to change how you're positioning yourself. Follow me for more practical strategies on how to break into cybersecurity without needing to code or without needing to be technical. Because once you stop applying the same way as everyone else, and start positioning yourself the right way, you stop getting overlooked and you actually reach the goal. I'll see you in the next video.